What's a major company that you would drive into the ground if you had the chance to? EssilorLuxottica. They own LensCrafters, Sunglass Hut, Target Optical, basically all major eyewear chains. They also own the lens manufacturers and all of the frame brands sold in those places, often licensing names from designer brands to give you a false sense of choice. They've acquired many companies like Oakley through hostile takeovers, and they own I'm Vision Care, through which they sell vision insurance. An approximately 1,000 markup is common among products they sell. Chances are if you've ever bought glasses and been shocked at the price tag, you can blame EssilorLuxottica. PG. They made a whole movie called Erin Brockovich that is one example of how they are total and complete evil scumbags that have killed people with their negligence and greed. Since that movie came out, they have continued to kill people with their negligence and greed. PG bills are higher for us in Northern California than anywhere else in the country. They need to die. If it could be in a fire, the Schadenfreude would probably send me to an early, albeit happy grave. P.S. I have no qualms against blue-collar workers for PG. They're fine. It's the upper echelons that are the scumbags. American Airlines. The company isn't really bad, just have an insanely toxic culture. Ex-AA employee should rename their company to Arrogant Assholes. Edit. Everyone knows Frontier, Spirit and Allegiant are trash, but they are cheap if you don't let them nickel and dim you. United is a little ghetto but is alright. Delta and Southwest are where it's at. American is just selfish and brags about themselves too much. They look down on the customers as if they were peasants who are lucky enough to fly on them. E-games, to be acquired by some other game company I like. They have good games, but I fucking hate their methods. As far as I can tell, they don't believe in customer loyalty or appreciation. They just get away with as much as they possibly can without any regard for the players. It's all short-term bottom lines. They play safe as fuck and destroy beloved series by buying them and cashing out on the loyalty of the customers by making a sequel that just isn't done. DCs. I hate them so much. They treat their employees like garbage. Fired for using their headphones at the break table on their break, you up against the rules. 2. Letting someone call someone the N-word with the hard R in front of a manager, and they didn't do anything. Yeah, they paid us decently, but they think this gives them the right to mistreat us. UBR. The company is designed to take no responsibility and create an economy that is wild with no struct. I'm all for a new disruptive industry, but not one that specifically creates an unethical environment for everybody that is part of the UBER network except for their own ringleaders. It doesn't create jobs. That's an illusion. It creates a job market within a job market. Our services are customer base that is always a low bull bidder. Mine had a personal grudge with every security company that I wish I could replace all of them. Difference more on different circumstances. Blame me, I stole claw. I sexual harassment people I had never seen before, and last one tried to tell police I didn't pay for a meal. Good that I keep recipe. All of them is rude and never apologize. Walmart, the #1 company whose employees are using taxpayer government assistance programs to survive. They are the epitome of privatized profits and subsidized losses. They've supported Chinese dumping in court. Their products are inferior and different from all the other places. If you buy TV from them, the scuss will be different from the same TV from other big retailers. I respectfully disagree. A sticky post with a link to a source post wouldn't generate enough engagement to become visible. To question, they fall into obscurity. I have seen a handful of these through my feed throughout the years. Each time they bring the issues to the forefront of my attention. These companies want us to forget what they have done and are doing. Privatized housing on military bases. This country's citizens treat service members respectfully and kind, as many private businesses do as well. However, one visit to the Balfour Beatty office on base, you feel like one of those Vietnam vets coming back from the war. You are utter trash in their eyes. They let their actions show it. Wyatt's Towing in Denver, Colorado. They have a complete chokehold on the entire towing industry here in Denver. Even after the Towing Bill of Rights that passed just last year, they're predatory and don't give a single fuck about the law. Every single one of the company higher-ups should be dragged through the streets. Murdoch Media Empire. Come on, it's basically one company if it all run by the same guy. Shouldn't be allowed to run different news outlets with different names all pushing the same story. Angle. Whole reason Australia is fucked in a lot of areas and probably influences the media zombie population in other countries too. Bank of America, because it is essentially nation's bank, but they had such a horrible reputation they bought one of the US's most beloved California banks thinking they could rebrand. As they say, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it is still just a pig. Bank of America has turned my favorite US company into a fraud. Amazon. It has trashed local economies all over the world, dodges every last penny of tax it possibly can, and really needs to be broken out. Most of what they're selling isn't even cheaper than the competition, and much of their inventory is Chinese knockoffs and dropshipping junk. These posts always have the same answers. Someone should just have a sticky thread at the top and block it all. Ticketmaster, Nestle, Amazon, De Beers Diamonds, Tesla, Walmart, every insurance company, etc. Needs some new blood and auto-moderation to block the repeats. Blue Cross Blue Shield. For an insurance company, they used to be fairly decent, had them at 3 different employers. Now, they are absolutely horrid no matter the plan. And I had better than AVG. Insurance gaffed. Coverage at one job. Healthcare system coverage at another. So not on the level of major companies that some of you are talking, but Binson's Medical Supply. They are the absolute worst. The way they treat people is so gross. And it's never going to matter, because they have large government contracts. Boo Binson's. CVS. Their pharmacies. Insurances, PBM, mail order facilities. All of it. I would like it to burn it all. Have the ground the ashes into the dirt, and piss on the ground where it once was. Note this is figuratively. I big believer in non-violence. DoorDash, Grubhub. Restaurants need to go back to delivering their own food. This whole middleman thing is bullshit. It makes it 10x harder for someone to take accountability for problems. The shit comes out of the car cold and smelling of weed. Xfinity, Comcast, to this day, they still hold a monopoly in certain housing developments, neighborhoods and cities. Sure, you can find some alternatives sometimes, but Xfinity makes the alternatives so difficult to gain any traction. All big pharma except companies like Coast Plus Drugs, Nestle, Wells Fargo, BOA, any corporation that buys single-family homes to rent out. On the opposite side, companies like Costco are top tier. Wish nothing but the best to them. Monsanto. Why sued a farmer? Because even though he never purchased their product, they claim Monsanto seeds from a neighboring farm blew into his, and since they had a patent on their seeds, he was guilty of theft. CVS, Caremark. Their predatory practices as a PBM have been destroying the community pharmacy. Also, as a side effect, the amount of time and effort it takes to drive it into the ground would pull the other PBMs down. And me. Epic Games. Fortnite is overrated, and all they care about an interview there must be like, so you're here for the head game designer of Rocket League, right? Rocket League. I thought Epic was Fortnite. You're hired. Comcast, Xfinity. They tell you one price, and then every month they add new fees and fines. Just a couple of dollars here and there. Then in a couple of years you are paying double. Plus their customer service sucks. Bain Capital and all these other private and venture equity fucks. They don't produce anything. They ruin companies. Employee benefits, product, service, and only serve to flip companies and enrich their greedy asses. Salvation Army for the wage issues for certain groups and lawsuits. Also the religious ethics issues for employees and demographics. Inclusivity isn't a strength for them in pastures from the payouts they've made. Planet Fitness. During COVID, they charge everyone for the next month, then lock their doors the next day for months on end. No way to cancel. I had my credit card dispute the charges, but still. Monsanto. Most people who aren't actively involved in both ag and politics don't realize how scummy they are. Most of those who are actively involved in both are probably being paid off by Monsanto. Take your pick: Comcast, health insurance companies, Amazon, Walmart, pretty much any company that has poisoned our air and water and treated their employees or customers like shit. DirecTV. So many lies from them. And they claimed I agreed to contracts that I didn't. And I cancelled. They hit me with a fee for breaking a contract that I never agreed to. Like, no hate towards any of their products, but probably Apple. I don't think any company has more influence on consumer technology, so it'd be very interesting to see the fallout. My next choice is Amgen. Their fulfillment process is absurd. The pharmacy group there has no attention to detail at all. Makes me wonder how many people they kill every year. I had to scroll way too far down before I found a repeat. And each unique answer is an excellent candidate for destruction. I think we have a systemic problem, folks. Koresevich. Private prisons that lobby to keep humans in cages for their profit. Slimmest scumbags in the world keeping slavery alive in America. Damn them to hell. Almost any cable company. Not the utility-type business of running cables to houses, but their controller over the cable TV and internet portion of the business. Any lobbying to remove the rights of people without moral reason, restrict competition through legislation, or endangering the environment with prejudice. This list reads like most of the Fortune 500 companies the Redditors invest in unknowingly with. Their SPs and DAOs and all their 401k package products. U-Haul. They suck. Their franchises suck. Never had a good experience either picking up or dropping a truck or trailer, or getting propane tank refilled.